All right, so this is another Judith plus Priest of the Forgotten Gods deck. Unlike the last Mardu deck that we played, though, this deck's a little bit more focused on leveraging Priest of the Forgotten Gods. In addition to Gutterbones, we have Reassembling Skeleton and cards like Orzhov Enforcer and Legion Warboss to make tokens to allow us to activate Priest of the Forgotten Gods more consistently. So we're playing the full 4 copies of this card in this deck. One thing that you'll notice is I've elected not to put any direct removal spells in the main deck, attempting to be more linear and just have reach in the form of like Judith and Footlight Fiend, as well as Spawn of Mayhem to jump up over the top. It might be wrong to not have any shocks or skewers or anything like that in the main. We might want to be a little bit more interactive, but I think I want to try this with a pile of creatures to start and then kind of go from there and see how things shake out. So let's go ahead and dive into some matches here and see how things feel. He just splashed green for Damru with the creatures. G-Man, thanks for shipping your Prime this way again. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a good one. As good as Spawn of Mayhem is, without a 1 or 2 mana play in this hand, I'm pretty confident this is a mulligan. This hand's great. Sign me up. Yeah, I put a couple copies of Gruesome Menagerie in this deck's sideboard, but I don't think it's a particularly good main deck card. I think it's kind of slow and clunky, and this deck has kind of lowish land count, so I'd rather not lean into that game 1. Shroom Dog, thanks for cashing in those base bucks this way. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a good one. Priest of the Forgotten Gods is very, very good against Mono Blue. Their deck does not really have removal, which makes it quite powerful. Spawn of Mayhem is also very good in this matchup, just because it's a 4/4 flying blocker for 3. Alright, so because they passed with a counter spell up, I think I'm going to go ahead and play Reassembling Skeleton. Oh, they have Merfolk Trickster. Okay. Oh, well that's really good for me. Attack. I thought for sure they'd tap this, but I guess they don't want me to play something else out post-combat and activate Priest. This is my 4/4 flyer. Your move, Yugi boy. This is all we got. AWE, as someone who's done a little bit of software development stuff, in general, you should never assume that something is easy or hard to do in a code base that you've never looked at. If you don't know what kind of things could be going on under their hood, assuming that something's going to be easy or hard is generally not where you want to be. Huh. I think I just stick Judith while they're tapped out here. I can't see any obvious answers. Is there something that I'm missing? Yeah, you kill them with Van of Fear. You're missing the fact that you're playing a combo deck and not a dirtily interactive mid-range deck. Ohio MTG, thank you for the 11-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. We should have Gutterbones into Judith. No, I don't think so. I think I'd rather have these in my hand so I can play them out next turn. Maglag Spike, thanks for the Prime support. Welcome. Oh, you want me to sack Judith and mow down their board? No, I think we're fine. Like, they have to deal with the Spawn of Mayhem, and like, I'm gonna play both of these out next turn. Extra land drop here is actually not that bad of a draw. Oh no, we're gonna get hit by the mana bug again. Oh, that's so rancid. I really hope they fix that soon. You can't watch out for it. You can't, there's literally nothing you can do. Full control mode doesn't do anything. So the mana bug is that it automatically selects mana from your mana pool that you have floating now. You can't pick for yourself anymore. So that means that when I have 2 black mana floating from this, even if I float red with this, it's gonna automatically use my 2 black mana when I return Gutterbones. Turn off auto tap and you can control. I don't think that's true anymore. All right, I'm in full control mode and I've turned auto tapping off. I'm floating mana. I'm pretty confident that if I do, are they just dead if I do this? Do I want to do this? I actually just want to do this now, right? Do it for I think we're winning either way. All right, I'll do it for science. Oh, it does let you click. Okay. Okay, that's good to know. I don't know if it's full control mode or turning auto tap off that did that. I don't know if it's full control mode or turning auto tap off that enabled that. We'll try it. Next time we can try it again. All right, so we have to... Now we'll do it with just full control mode on next time. I think it's auto tap. No, I think it's auto tap that does it. We can find out here in a hot second. Science was the true winner of this game. They're actually just dead on board, right? Yeah, we can't try it because they're just dead to Priest plus duty. Well, we dumpstered them that game. That felt real good. That felt really good. All right, Lava Coil. Shock. Is this a Moment of Craving matchup? How interactive am I supposed to get here is the question. How interactive am I supposed to be? So this is 7 removal spells plus 4 duress. Is that too much interaction? I still have 26 creatures in my deck. Yeah, I think especially on the draw, I'm just supposed to bring in all the interaction. Angrath's too slow here. He just gets Spell Pierce and other nasty things. Okay, I think I like this. Gruesome Menagerie and Angrath are in the sideboard for the control matchup. For matchups where card advantage is what matters. Matchups where you want to generate 2 and 3 for 1s. Priest is great. Easy keep. Needs some other creatures to go with the Priest, but especially with 2 of them here, hopefully one of them will stick. Oh, yeah. Just the perfects. Just the perfect. Magic's easy when you draw what you need, right? Ain't that the truth? Just get him. Sweet. And now Priest is guaranteed resolving this turn. And then we get to play Spawn next turn, most likely. Holy gosh. I should have attacked there. Maybe I'm supposed to attack there. Maybe I'm not, actually, because I have the Reassembling Skeleton. Huh? Would you like to counter my Reassembling Skeleton? Check yes, no. Got him. Deal resolves. Alright, well, they must have a way to either interact with Priest or put another creature into play, right? So if they Trickster in response here... Alright, so this game's over, right? Skeleton comes back. The Priest is gonna kill Merfolk. The Merfolk, Mistcloak. Yeah, this is super over. I'm like, I just still have, like, infinite resources left over. I'm gonna attack them for 1 before I sack the Footlight Fiend. You. I get to draw a card too. That feels good. So I was just gonna jam Spawn, but now let's go ahead and take a peek at what's going on under the hood. Oh, should I save the Priest in case of Entrancing Melody? Yeah, that's a good point. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's good. It's a good thought. I like where your head's at. Hey, little demons. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hey, Prof Bob, thanks for all the content. Can I submit a build around for a 2-3 sub? Yes, you can submit standard build arounds for 2-3 subs. So feel free to just put it through on the forum on my website and just in the comment section list what your build around is. If Priest resolves and we have any number of creatures to go with it, they basically just can't get going. Climbing on up. Is it 9 months till I get a horse? It is, Risky Bug. Thank you for the 15-month resub. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Welcome to everybody. Thanks for hanging out today. Really awesome to have 2,800 people in here on a Monday morning. Hope you had a fantastic weekend and are having a great start to your week. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, 50 hours a week. If you enjoy standard, best of 3 constructed with sideboarding, this is definitely the channel for you. As always, a big shout out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their wonderful support, so thanks to all of them as always. I'd also like to mention a couple of my wonderful sponsors here. The Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series, a $5,000 cash tournament series that happens every single month in the Midwestern United States. If you can't make it out to the Midwest to play in one of their standard, modern, or legacy tournaments, you can find their streaming coverage as well at twitch.tv/NRG series. Lucid Sound creates wonderful headsets, and if you head on over to lucidsound.com, you can use code TEMPO to save 20% on your purchases there with them. This is my own Lucid headset that I'm using here today that I do really like. Neo provides wonderful candy-flavored protein bars using code Hoagland at bit.ly/HoagleBar. You can save 10% on all of your orders there with them. And of course, I'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hoaglandia. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now, and I appreciate all of y'all choosing to spend part of your day here with us. Head on into our second match here with the Black-Red Judith Priest. See how things go. Honestly, Reassembling Skeleton was really good there. It might even be right to get up to a third copy of that. Have you played any Orza vampires in RNA? We played a little bit of vampires. You can find it on my YouTube channel and my website for sure. It's possible that more skeletons is better than Enforcer, but on the flip side of that is Enforcer is better when we don't have priests going, so a little bit of give and take. That's true that Skeleton is also very good with Judith, so if we have 8 payoffs, maybe it's worth just playing more of them. We are playing Gutterbones as well. We're playing both. Yes. To the Gutterbones versus Assembling Skeleton answer, your question is yes. Let's play Judy out here. See if they have like a Syncopate. They don't have Cast Down. Cast Down notably does not kill Judith, which is great. Skeleton's more mana efficient when you kind of have your combos going, but there's a strong argument that there's a strong argument that you shouldn't play cards like Reassembling Skeleton to make your best cards better. So like when you have a Judith in play or when you have a Priest in play that's active, you're generally winning the game. So like picking your cards to maximize your good cards generally isn't where you want to be in life, especially if you have other cards that are better when you don't have your best cards in play. This deck definitely gets dumpstered by Cry of the Canarium. There's just not a whole lot to be done about that, unfortunately. Just gotta try and slog through here. Midnight Reaper is an excellent draw, so if they don't have another Cry here, we're actually in a pretty good spot. This puts them to 8, and if they have, like, Ritual of Soot, they go to 5, and we draw 3. Yeah, Reaper plus Judith also does hit for a lot of damage. For 4 points of attack is no slouch. So if they block Judith on this board, they go to 1, and I have a Footlight Fiend in play, and I draw a card, so that seems fine. Means they can't Surveil, which is ideal. Okay, and they're blocking Midnight Reaper and going to 3. All my 3-drops punch people. It just depends on who. If they hit like a Hostage Taker here, we could be in trouble. Do I think we'll get to Temur Crisis today? Yeah, definitely. I plan to run past 4 o'clock today. I don't know what Open the Graves does, so I can't give you an accurate answer there, Sheriff Wiggles. I don't know the text box of that card offhand. If they don't have a removal spell, they are dead on board, because they block 1 and then take 1 from a death trigger. No thoughts to erase here. Just swamps. Just a bunch of swampies. They're dead on board, right? Yeah, this is even if they block both of these, I get 3 triggers and they die. So that was pretty impressive, honestly. They played turn 3 Cry and we killed them, which is like kind of sweet. Is this a good best of 1 deck? It's probably a fine best of 1 deck. It's pretty proactive. In general, I think the decks that tend to be best in best of 1 are decks that are aggressive. This deck definitely Wow. Okay. Huh. Huh. Okay. Well, I'm really glad I played the Midnight Reaper out. So now they can't... Now they can't trade with Judith because they'll die. Oh, I'm dead to a removal spell. Wow, the opponent played this really well. Wait, I choose the order of my triggers. So I'm not dead to a removal spell, right? Auto order triggers is off. If I ping the 1/1, they can trade their Thief of Sanity for my Judith. And then my Judith is dead and they're at 1. Yeah, they need a contempt. So I put both triggers upstairs there to that way to force them to have to chump block my Judith. That was a sweet game. It was really close. Definitely want these Duresses. I think I want these Angraths. Orzhov Enforcer seems kind of bad here. They don't have any ground. This creature is like good against other aggressive decks, like mid-range decks, where it can like block and trade with things in combat because it has Death Touch. What do I want to cut here? Most of my cards seem pretty reasonable. I think I'm going to go ahead and trim the Reassembling Skeleton just because it's a kind of mediocre card that's also really bad against Cry. What do I think about Rekindling Phoenix in this instead of Demon? So the mana base is what comes down to playing Demon over something like Rekindling Phoenix. So Rekindling Phoenix, you generally want 15 to 16 red sources to play consistently. And because this deck wants to play Gutterbones on 1, our mana base favors playing a bunch of swamps. So in order to play a bunch of swamps to play our Gutterbones, it then becomes easier to play a black card as opposed to a red card. Yeah, Menagerie is for Esper and for the Sultai matchup. Matchups where we're not getting Cried. Bringing this in against a Cry deck seems mediocre. I'm going to move the deck list back to where it was previously, because you're the second person to mention they couldn't close the graveyard because of that. So, it's going to go back on the left side there. This hand just isn't good enough, right? I guess it goes 1 into 2, and this cycles a land into a spell. Yeah, I'm actually going to keep this because this can just play on 2 and then turn a land into a spell, hopefully. That is not what we wanted to see. Hey, Mox Tangerine, thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Yikes! Yikes! Oh, no! Alright, take 3. Take 3. Alright. We didn't consider the fact that we were playing against the Thought Erasure deck. An attempt was made. Hey, Z28, thanks for the Prime support. Hope you're having a good one. Happy Monday. Ooh, this hand is more than good. It's great. Good solid. 1, 2, 3 curve. And curving into Spawn is incredibly powerful in this deck. In this matchup, sorry, because it doesn't die to Cry and it doesn't die to Ritual of Soot. So, like, this is a 3-drop that technically costs 4 while it's on the battlefield, so it dodges both their sweepers due to its sizing, among other things. And if this hand, let's say they Thought Erasure me, they have to choose between the card that lets me gas back up and the bigger threat. I assume they'll take Spawn here with Thought Erasure. I assume they'll take Spawn. It depends. I guess if they have like a cast down, they might take the Rix Maadi since it draws cards. Okay, so I assume this is gonna die, but it is what it is. So let's attack for 3 here. Cast this. You just need to play your stuff out in matchups like this because the fact that they're on a bunch of Thought Erasures mean that this card's not safe in my hand either. Leave Priest untapped to draw in response. Huh. Yeah, I guess that's a good suggestion, huh? I like cash the Gutterbones in. Yeah, I think that's a good recommendation. I'm gonna do that this turn. I think I messed it up last time. Dark Rider, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. And Jerry, thanks for the 15 months in a row. Thanks for keeping me around. I hope your daughter, hope everything works out there, Jerry. Have another removal spell here. Right. Yeah, we're kinda hitting empty at this point. We should go down to 21 lands. Yep, this deck's an aggro deck, Woots. Our aggro deck's really good at dealing damage. Like priest deals damage. We have a ton of things that are real good at dealing damage. Like, if you're not dealing damage with this deck, you're probably not winning the game of Magic that you're playing. So, like, saying don't play the card because you need to deal damage, like, you probably should play a different deck. Which maybe you want to play a more mid-range priest deck, which is fine. If you want a more mid-range priest deck, I'd encourage you to check out the white-black Aristocrats deck, but this is definitely one that's aiming to be a little bit more aggressively slanted. So, got kind of picked apart there. I almost certainly should have mulliganed in game 2, though. So that was definitely a bad decision on my point. No, a lot of their discard is things like Disinformation Campaign that's like taking even a land out of my hand. So I'd rather just have all my lands in play. So like, it's really easy to, and this is one of the reasons why I like best of 3, because best of 3, especially with sideboarding, gives you more agency in the outcome of the games that you're playing. So it's very easy in a best of 3 match like that to focus on the fact that my opponent had their stuff line up to what we were doing well game 3 and ignore the fact that I made a bad decision in game 2. Like, when you play Magic, you're gonna get unlucky probably in 1 of 3 games in most of your matches, but you probably also are gonna make mistakes in 1 or 2 of your other games that are gonna impact the outcome of your entire match. So if you take a step back and look at things as the match as a whole, as opposed to focusing on just the 3rd game where you didn't really have a lot of agency, you'll realize you have a lot of choices that matter overall in your matches of Magic. That's one of the many reasons why I prefer playing best of 3 as opposed to best of 1. This hand is sweet. While Judith's second line of text does not have strict synergy with Legion Warboss making tokens, her first line of text is very, very good with something that's pumping out tokens. So these 2 cards are very reasonable together. Alright, so... This is kind of cute. I wonder if I want more Rix Maadis and more Reassembling Skeletons, because this interaction is kind of adorable. Now, my lighting, Zowsy, currently varies greatly depending on the natural light coming in through the window. I need to get a front light so my lighting's more consistent. Yeah, Warboss snowballs very hard in this matchup. They don't have any actual removal, they just have some counter spells and some fog effects. They just ditched Wilderness Reclamation, so that probably means they have another one. And hopefully it means they don't have an answer currently. Would you say a big part of losing is not knowing when to mulligan? That's definitely part of it. Another part of what makes best of 3 so much lower variance than best of 1 is the knowledge that you get to have while mulliganing. Especially when you're playing decks that are attempting to be interactive, there's a lot of time where just like, you don't know that your hand is bad. And like, it's like, well, this hand's good against Esper, or it's good against Black-Green, but then it's not good in the current matchup that you're playing. Like, you have more chances to make meaningful decisions when you know what your opponent is playing. Alright, am I dead yet? They get to draw a lot of cards here, so we might be dead. We might not get to take another turn here. Why on God's green earth would I want to do that, Crimson? Spawn of Mayhem is very good, and it's one of the few cards in our deck that has a meaningful text against Cry of the Canarium. It's also a card that's incredibly aggressive in our deck. Yeah, I'm planning to get a soft Frontlight Zowsy. That's why I haven't picked one up yet, because I need to take the time to do some research. It's possible that Midnight Reaper's a card that I don't necessarily need copies of in my deck. Especially if I, like, had more Rix Maadis. Alright, fog me, baby. And they have 7 cards in their graveyard now, so like, now they get to flip search for Azcanta. Then they get what, 9 or 10, 11 looks next turn to like try and find the Nexus of Fate. So we are incredibly, they get 10 looks at a minimum because Azcanta gives them a look, they get a draw step, and they get 2 Azcanta activations, which are 4 each. So they found a card that lets them take an extra turn there, which means we're incredibly unlikely to get another turn, so I'm going to go ahead and pass. In general, I'd recommend against playing 2-color decks if you're not going to have dual lands. Dual lands are an incredibly important part about having 2-color decks be functional in Magic. The consistency you get from having better colored sources is very key. What a slow game of Modern. So I'm cutting Orzhov Enforcer and Midnight Reaper because this card tends to be better against decks that are attacking and blocking against us. And then Midnight Reaper's a card that's better in matches where we're trading aggressively with our opponent's stuff. This could be the card that I cut to fit in more Rix Maadis and Reassembling Skeletons. So maybe we'll try that after this. Could play like 2 more Rix Maadi and a 3rd skeleton. I can't imagine this matchup is terrible for us. We have a pretty quick clock in getting to bring in Duress post board to let us pick apart some key elements, well, so our creatures can close things out. Also, if you ever see a mod get fragged, that means I did it, because I'm the only one that can frag mods. I do a lot of the fragging around here, but mods are always me. Hopefully we can win this, otherwise we're heading right back down to the comfort of that there diamond ranked floor. All the 6-spell hands always look so nice. On a brand new account, what's the best set to go in on? I'd recommend Guilds of Ravnica to start. And if you're going to be purchasing more than, let's say, 150 or 200 packs, then start buying Ravnica Legions. I think there's a slightly higher concentration of constructed playables in Guilds as opposed to Allegiance. And notably, the current prize packs that you get are Allegiance packs. We had our little combo there again. What do I eat to stay healthy? I eat, while I stream, I eat a lot of protein bars and cereal and snacks and stuff like that. I have a jar of peanuts here on my desk and a thing of almonds on the floor as well. Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna go up to 4 Rix Maadi after this match, I think, and probably a 3rd skeleton to go along with him. Nice, Rex. Wow, yeah, they don't have a land here. This game should be pretty done. It's hard to beat Nexus decks, and red-black feels like a free loss. I completely disagree. I think if your deck's kind of mopey and mid-rangey, you're going to have a really hard time, but I think if your deck is aggressive, you can have a very reasonable shot in these matchups, just like our deck is showing here. They stumble even a little bit. You get to run them over. Like this is turn 5, and they're already at the point where they have to be casting their fog every turn, their root snare. Nexus definitely preys on more mopey decks, but ones like this that have pressure plus disruption, I think you got a real shot here. Like I didn't even draw a Duress that game, right? That was just like me having a good 1, 2, 3 curve. So the thing that the Gutterbones versus Reassembling Skeleton comes up every time we play Priest. And the thing that people are doing incorrectly there in their assessment that's very common is that Reassembling Skeleton is much better when we have our best cards possible. But when we have our best cards possible, we don't need to be maximizing them more because we're already curving out the best possible that we can. So instead of playing cards that are a little bit worse on average as far as generating pressure is concerned to maximize our cards that are already good, we want to instead be playing with cards that make our worst draws a little bit better and more consistent. Drill Bit versus Duress. Duress is the more consistent card, and you generally, in the matches where you want discards, you don't care about their creatures. Although I guess Hostage Takers matchup don't make that strictly true. Hopefully we draw a land this turn, so we can get going. It's not the land I wanted for Christmas. Alright, so I think I'm going to go ahead and Skeleton. Attack for 1. Hopefully we draw a land this turn. Root Snare and a bunch of Chemist's Insights. Alright, well, let's take the Root Snare. So I was really hoping to hit a land there. So that way we could like bring the skeleton back, or maybe play a Judith in addition to other things, but it says this is good pressure, so that's nice. They can't play this defensively out, which is good for us. Maybe I'm just supposed to play Fireblade Artist here. Hey, Explosive Catterbug. Thanks for the 12 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Oh, feels bad, man. Yeah, the mana base supports drawing 3 lands. Yeah, that's true too. The Rix Maadi will help smooth things out, right? I agree with that sentiment. Alright, well, and just like that, we're dead. flipped Azcanta and Andrew Wilderness Reclamation. And I don't think it really matters what we're due. I think we needed to hit our third land on time. Not even necessarily just on time, so much we need to hit our third land by, like, I don't know, the fourth or fifth turn of the game. We're probably not going to get another turn here, right? I guess I can draw Duress. Thanks for the 6 months, Mikey. Welcome back. Listen, okay, I just want to be incredibly clear here. Shuffler truthers are not welcome on my channel. Listen, if you think the shuffler is out to get you or broken or some mix of the above, the earth is round, the shuffler is fine, your small amounts of anecdotal evidence don't prove anything. So stop it. Calm down. What if I just cut these and, like, add this other Legion Warboss in? We got room for a fun of here. Maybe I just leave one of those in. Say it again for the people in the back, right? A lot of people think that random means uniformly distributed, which is just really not true. Dark Magi, thanks for the 19 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Are there 23 lands in this deck or 22? Wow, there's actually 23 lands in this deck. That's really funny. I thought for sure I only registered 22. I wonder if I can cut a land. Can I cut a land from this deck? Just add a couple of diagonal goblins. I could play a couple light up the stage. It's probably not unreasonable. I'm gonna cut a swamp. I'm adding Rix Maadi too, which is gonna let me see lands more consistently too. I'm gonna do that. This drags the curve down a touch. I like that idea. And that's a great example of what being objective is like, right? Like, we lost that last game, and I'm cutting a land even though we lost that last game to screw, because the changes I'm making to my deck drag the curve down and are adding cards that let me see more cards, Rix Maadi Reveler, so it makes sense to trim a land. I know it feels bad that we just got mana screwed, but it makes sense to trim a land here. Dale the Whale, thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub. Hope you're having a good Monday. Welcome back. Be sure to let me know what deck you'd like to bump in the queue with that. Just because there's millions of games played daily doesn't mean outlier events should happen to me. Look at Diagonal Goblin looking good here, just filling out that one mana slot. Yeah, Spyglass might be better than Menagerie. I agree with that. There's enough Cry of the Canariums running around that Spyglass might be better. Looks like they're a linear deck, which means I probably don't care about getting priest going. Diagonal Monkey gives me nightmares. Diagonal Monkey's like really good with Judy, right? Because he just turns into like a Forked Bolt or a Shock. Oh gosh, I have so many decisions this turn. What's the line? Is it like Judy smash? Is it Legion Warboss smash? Is it to get Spawn of Mayhem going? I think it's Legion Warboss, right? I think it's this one. This one, because this one snowballs more, right? It adds more power the longer it's in play. Yeah, Warboss. Is Warboss in the Judy lethal next turn? It's pretty close, right? So this is putting them down to 14, and then next turn I'm attacking for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think I'm attacking for 13 next turn, which is a little awkward. Tutti frutti. Oh, Judy. Tutti frutti. Oh, Judy. Are we playing around Settle the Wreckage? I think I have the tools to play around Settle the Wreckage. I think this draw, like, so like the attack with all isn't lethal, right? Because this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I think I can actually beat Settle the Wreckage this game. Yeah, I guess actually, if I do this and they give me 5 lands, I kind of can use all the mana, right? All right, yeah, let's do it. I always love that when you're like, all right, let's tank and think through all the decisions on our aggro turn, and like the correct decision is just A space, just attack with everything, just like, ah, get him, beep, beep, beep. Alright, don't give me another turn, it's not gonna end well for you. I best not be taking any more turns, opponent. It's face o'clock, yep. I mean, in our opponent's defense here, we might not get another turn. This might be the last turn we get to take. Madlock. So they need land plus Nexus here. They went bottoms up, so they miss on 3 more. Doesn't look like it. Get to the Thopter! To the Thopter! Alright, so you have a fog as well? Wow, they have a fog as well. How are they dead? We kill them without combat damage. How do we do? Priest is summoning sick, chat. Yeah, I can Rix into the other goblin. Yeah, spawns on my upkeep. So, probably dead, because I get to flip search for Azcanta. Oh, day late and $1 short. I'm going to concede when they take an extra turn. They must already have the extra turn lined up if they did that right. I wonder if trying to go for lethal last turn with the Rix Maadi was wrong. I don't know. They're pretty likely to kill us from here, right? Can you just, like, cast the Nexus so I can concede? That would be great. Dr. Grindle, thank you for the very generous tier 3 sub. Hope you're having a good Monday wherever you're at. Thank you for that. Be sure to submit a deck through the deck queue form on my website. Yeah, wow. So because I took the aggressive line that I took, we're actually going to lose this game. They have a counterspell. They have a counterspell. They have a counterspell, or they have a thing. I don't understand what's happening. I don't understand. Oh, they have a blink of an eye. They have a blink of an eye, chat. The flavor behind this is complicated. Nobody blink. They might be dead. They might be dead. I would like to keep that one. Triggers. Still dead, right? They didn't fog this turn, chat. They didn't fog. They don't have mana for fog. Yeah, buddy. Tasty, tasty, just delicious. All right, so Duress is great. Do I just trade Reassembling Skeleton for Duress? I kind of like the rest of my cards here, right? How do we feel about that? I think that's just a clean swap. So, Priest does two things. One, Priest deals damage without needing combat, so it's good against fog. Two, Priest randomly kills things like Hydroid Krasis or other creatures they could bring in post-board to pressure us, likely boarding out what removal we could have in the main deck. Priest also technically helps us draw to our Disruption more consistently, which is nice. They went to 1 from Firebrand, Stilphanex. You're misremembering health totals or board states or something like that. We broke 3K people. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Hope you're having a great Monday. Thanks for dropping in today. If you're a new viewer and you're enjoying the content, remember, make sure to hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. Let you know when I go live and with what. I'm here pretty much every day throughout the week playing Standard Constructed here on Magic Arena. I mean, I think anything that can kill Nexus outside of combat is very good. This is an excellent Hearthstone hand. Unfortunately, it's a mediocre Magic hand, so we need some lands in this game. So we're going to go ahead and take an easy mulligan here. Tidwell, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. And Toda McKee, thanks for the Prime as well. Thanks for shipping your Beza bucks this way, folks. I appreciate it. It's a solid curve here. Huh. So, if I play Priest here, it lets me play a 3-drop guaranteed next turn, right? So that's probably ideal. Not a lawyer. Thanks for the Prime support. Finally, an honest member of Twitch chat. with no videos or streams. Yikes, JW. Hope you get that sorted. We'll still be here next month. So we get to attack for 3 here. Are they thinking about blinking my priest? We're deposing Gutterbones, sure. And then I think I actually just activate priest post combat and like play both of these. Priest plus Legion Warboss is kind of hot. Tutti frutti. Oh, Judith. I'm like, this is our 4th turn, and we're threatening lethal again already, aren't we? This was a really impressive curve for us. So this is what, 9, 10, 11? Apple Tunes with the sub gifty. Thank you, Apple, for your generosity. I think I just want to keep drawing cards here. So I think I want to cash in Gutter and Footlight Fiend here. So like they're gonna lose 5 just from this activation. Wow, that was super sweet. And the curve on this deck is really beautiful too. Just like the 1-2. We were bound to find a good one eventually, right? We're getting beat up a little bit today, but yeah, and like this is really a 3-drop, right? So this is like 10 1s, 16 2s, 12 3s. Well, McNugget, thanks for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'm a simple man. I see Nexus decks die. I give a like. God bless. God bless us, everyone. We played against Mono Red yet. We have not. Spyglass in the sidebar. You know, honestly, I'm not sure that we need it. I think I want to leave Gruesome Menagerie in there to try out against green-black. What would be the best deck versus Nexus in best of 3? Definitely mono blue tempo. Is there a sack deck in Modern similar to this one? No, decks like this tend to be too clunky and slow in Modern. Modern's a fast, brutal format. This hand really needs a red source, but even if it misses, it still gets to play some magic, so I think I keep this. But when I say green-black, I mean Sultai. They're basically the same thing. Green-black became Sultai. I'm gonna play this one, even though it's less resource efficient, just because I want to put more power into play. It's possible that if we want more cards for Nexus, which I'm not sure that we do, that we might want... This might be a deck that wants Drill Bit in addition to Duress, just to have like 6 pieces of discard. I can see that being reasonable. This deck also doesn't have counter spells, and we're soft to Cry of the Canarium out of the control deck, so like having more discard spells to take copies of Cry is not unreasonable. Probably just gonna get run over here. They're not doing a whole lot just yet, but our clock isn't super fast here since we're missing a color. Today's just been mono Nexus decks in Diamond. I think if you go back and check the tape, we've probably played against the card Wilderness Reclamation in like 75% of the matches we played today. It's been really obnoxious. There's probably someone at Wizards of the Coast intentionally lining that up to try and convince me to play best of one where I don't have to get Nexus. This is the arena equivalent of the Tron button. This is our mono black skeleton deck. Yeah, I agree, Bros Power. So the previous standard format before this latest set released was my favorite Magic format of all time, period. And this format definitely ranks worse strictly because of Wilderness Reclamation. It's very obnoxious. This game proves you need more red sources. Yeah, exactly. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and move on with our lives. Life's too short. Life's too short. Just gonna bring in 4 Duress and cut 4 Skeleton again. I think next Wilderness Reclamation is still pretty tedious and obnoxious even without it. I think they're both obnoxious cards. They're not both being obnoxious, not mutually exclusive. They can both be kind of offensive. Did I play any tabletop RPGs? Not in a very long time. I played a lot of D&D 3.5 during undergrad, but I haven't really played in the last probably 5 to 10 years or so. Nothing like a game of Nexus to remind us how short and insignificant our lives really are. I'm sure that's what play design intended. That sounds great. I just want to play out my hasty boys and girls here. My very angry Fireblade Artist. Fireblade Artist is sweet to get into play too, because their deck often relies on the card Root Snare to like save them in the later turn. So like getting Fireblade Artist going and like hammering their health a little early, and then he turns into a form of reach by sacrificing our creatures so they can't fog to save themselves. Why don't they errata Nexus to be a sorcery? That would be the perfect solution, and it would work really well because people don't play with their actual copies of Nexus in paper anyways, because they're unplayable because they curl like Pringles. Perfect, Dr. Grindle. I respond to deck submissions after I'm done streaming every day, so you'll get an email back tonight letting you know that it's A-okay or not. How many levels of shade was that? Several is the answer. Several. That was not the swamp I wanted for Christmas here. Maybe I'm just supposed to duress them there. I don't know. Putting lethal in play seems really appealing though. For people asking about Rekindling Phoenix, I'd encourage you to read Frank Karsten's article on Mana Math here. What reason is there to sacrifice Footlight Fiend there? What am I gaining by doing that? I guess if I sacrifice Footlight Fiend there, it does 3, and then I kill them next turn with these. That's fair. I agree with your assessment. puts them dead through fog the following turn. That's why the Ys are important. Because I didn't see that at a glance, and that's a very good suggestion. Hey, Volpert, thanks for the Prime support. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Did you find a third root snare? You did not. God bless. So not punished for missing the turn 2 lethal line. That's nice. Yay, no justice streams. Nice to run them over even though we're missing our third land. I think the power of Mortify probably just makes Esper the best control deck in the format. I think there's competitive iterations of Jeskai just because, like, Niv Mizzet's a reasonable card, but if you're looking for just a pure best, most powerful deck standpoint, I think Esper is it for control. Yeah, I intentionally moved it back over to that side dumping truck because on the right side, it interferes with the graveyard extension. Yep, you still have your sword there, Volpert. The Twitch resub messages are Fubard at the moment. Wow, this curve is great. So do I play a tapped land and Duress here? I think I want to Duress this turn because I want to play a 3-mana card next turn, and I want to Duress them before they can Wilderness Reclamation, ideally. Warlock, thanks for the Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Knowing that there's an Ooze coming up is also meaningful. So, with an Ooze in my future, I think that means I play Spawn of Mayhem this turn, because this won't be able to attack next turn. Yeah, I have no idea when the racer's coming. It's supposed to be happening at some point, but I don't know when. Honestly, depending on what we draw next turn, I might just be Rix Maadiing to cycle through my cards. A lot of these cards just don't matter at the moment. So this is definitely happening. Actually, I guess I just Legion Warboss and Footlight Fiend, and then next turn I play another Legion Warboss, and I'm pretty wide at that point. This forces them to keep their oozes back for a while. Like, they can make more oozes, but yeah, we broke 3K there for a hot second, Darth. Yeah, I agree. Theater plus Frenzy is a real good time together. Concur. Well, we tried. Are there pre-release events in Arena? There are, in fact, and usually they happen a little bit before the paper pre-release. There was an attempt. Yep. And this could be, we talked about earlier Duress versus Drillbit. This could definitely be a nod towards wanting Drillbit, because we talked about Drillbit being good against, what's it called specifically? Drillbit being good against, oh, I'm blanking on its name now. Drillbit being good against Hostage Taker, but taking Biogenic Ooze is also relevant. Like, if my Duress had been Drillbit this game, I would have taken the Ooze, and we'd be in a good spot. Attack with everything. Hey, Dazdin, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate the third of a year. Welcome back. I dead yet? Heading in the general direction of dead. So I assume this means they're taking an extra turn. We are, in fact, we would be very blessed had it better. If we were in a position for the city's blessing to be relevant, we would in fact be blessed. Thanks, MJ. To answer your question about whatever this ill-gotten card is, why is it better than Angrath? What is it? What does it do? That's the card that lets you, like, deals the damage every turn or something silly like that. Seems, like, really narrow. Or do they not have the Nexus deck? Nexus yet? Okay, I was gonna say, it was really, really weird sequencing if they didn't have the Nexus already. The fact that they don't have a... The fact that they don't have a Search for Azcanta in play yet does mean we still kind of have a chance. They're only going to see 5 cards this turn, so, like, maybe they miss. Yeah, if they miss on a turn, we might have a shot. Who knows? You know, I'm probably supposed to block there so my Spawn of Mayhem doesn't kill me, because now I lose to Root Snare. Yeah, I'm supposed to block, because now I lose to Root Snare. We're dead to Nexus either way, but now I also lose to Root Snare. I mean, that attack could just be like, they know they have to have it this turn, so they're attacking. But yeah, we're definitely stone cold dead to another Nexus. Maybe not. Maybe. They don't have any card draw left, right? Oh yeah, they have 4 mana left over, so they make another ooze. Yeah, good call. Oh. Man, today's been really miserable for Standard. There's so many good games to be played in this format, and just none of them involve the card Reclamation, Wilderness Reclamation. And we've just been, like, playing against mono Wilderness Reclamation decks so far today. I feel like I'm playing Modern, right? Like, for people that have never played Modern before, Modern basically feels like playing against Wilderness Reclamation decks all the time. So all the good decks in Modern have a lot of parallels to Wilderness Reclamation decks. And Nexus of Fate decks. Although they kill a little bit faster on average, which is nice. Alright. Anywho, as far as this deck is concerned, I don't like our linear game plan seems okay, but we just like can't control what matchups we play against. Like we played against a bunch of Nexus decks, and it seems like kind of okay. All of our matches were close. I think there's an argument for playing Drill Bit over Duress in the sideboard with how aggressive this deck is. Honestly, I think I'd probably do this. Just like play 6 discard spells. That's probably the answer. Let's play one more match here with this and maybe find a matchup that's not Nexus, or if we play against Nexus again, like it feels like we're bound to. We have 6 discard spells now. Let's try one more. I like the core of what this deck is doing. just like hard to know if it has play anywhere else, because we've just been playing it against the same thing over and over again. Back down here at the rink floor. It doesn't work all dogs because you're not considering the fact that I have a bunch of black spells, that 1-mana spells that cost black mana. So the mana base of this deck does not support Rekindling Phoenix because I'm trying to play Gutterbones on the first turn of the game. I mean, the big thing you have to realize is that, like, the matches, even though we're sitting here playing for 8 hours in the day, like, the number of matches I'm playing ultimately is a pretty small anecdotal sample size. So, like, you can't really conclude anything about the format or Diamond just from watching the matches I play on the stream because there's such a small sample of matches overall as the whole format. Holy crap. I don't know what to do with my hands. Does anybody know where I'm supposed to put my hands? I don't. Whoo, buddy! Whoo, buddy! Whoo! Never been so happy to see a basic planes. It's just beautiful. I don't know if this matchup's good or bad. Let's find out. Let's learn. Let's play our decks together and learn. I just want to learn. It's white weenie splash Nexus. They played a Glacial Fortress. You started strong with lots of sponsors right off the bat. That's not true in the slightest. So I've been streaming Magic the Gathering. My channel will be partnered for will be partnered for 4 years this fall. And I streamed for time even before that. So I've been at this a very, very long time. I didn't attack with my Gutterbones because if they attacked with Tithe Taker, I wanted to block it. Oh, I didn't realize I was gonna play. I didn't realize I was gonna play one more match. I updated the stream title too soon. Corrected. Spawn of Mayhem. Spawn of Mayhem feels like it could go either way here. Yeah, I've been streaming full-time for just about a year now. I believe it was the beginning of March that I put my kids into daycare last year, so I could attempt to do this full-time. Yeah, Skeleton's probably too slow. I agree with that. Give this a try. I like this. The Legion Warboss was like okay there because my opponent stumbled, but I think on average they're going to have enough 2 toughness things that it's not very good. What does my wife do for a living? My wife is a business analyst for a major insurance company. And that's what I'll say for the sake of not doxing my wife while being accurate. Not business analyst, not an actuary. Do you simply cold call sponsors and give them viewer data? Sometimes. It depends on what the sponsor is. There's a lot that goes into it, Miller Tool. Some sponsors I approach, some they approach me. Some are handled via Tempo Storm with my team. I think I just gotta mulligan this. Too many red cards and no red lands. No, I don't do 24-hour streams anymore. 24-hour streams are not good content. You could argue my wife's job is putting up with me, and she's commendable at that. Is that our job too? Yeah, but y'all choose to be here. When my wife and I got together, I might have been less addicted to magic than I am today. Might have been. Maybe I'm supposed to attack with Gutterbones there. I don't know. Am I blocking this turn? I'm probably blocking this turn. I think I'm blocking. I'm just going to hope to draw a 1 or 2 mana creature next turn. What's my take on it? It definitely depends on where you live. Childcare is very expensive in the United States, so like my wife and I, we pay like a little over $2,000 a month for daycare for our child. Yeah, when you play music while you stream, you get more filler content. So like it's easier to do long streams when you have music playing. Yes, per month. Daycare, full-time daycare is more than my mortgage. That's for 2. I have 2 children. I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. And I live in the middle of the cornfields. Daycare where I live is cheaper than if I lived in, say, Chicago. I'm sure there's a lot of people watching, like I know where my audience is made up of. People who live in other countries where they have socialized childcare a little bit. That's always a shock to them, but yeah. Yeah, the US has none of that. I don't really have anything going on here, right? I guess we just pass. This is probably going to be a lights out game. Lot of angry elephants. Yeah, like there's a reason why I quit. I was working as a systems analyst when my oldest son was born, and I ended up quitting that job to stay home with them when they were younger. I mean, like, honestly, like, daycare's good for the kids, too. My youngest really likes going, and my older one, even if he doesn't always like it, being around other kids is good for him on occasion. Yeah. I think I keep this. Is this good enough? I think this is good enough on the play. If I hit a second land, Rix Maadi hopefully cycles me into my third. Gonna miss our third land drop and die here. Second land drop and die. Second land. If we hit our second land, we get to play magic. All right. So you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. just gonna Fireblade. History. I just play Spawn here. I don't want to offer this trade just yet, because next turn I can offer the trade while I have Judith in play. Dan made chat. Thanks for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I would love it if they brought the London Mulligan to Arena's Best of 3. I got bad news for you. If you think you live in the United States and don't pay for stuff you don't use, your taxes get used for all sorts of stuff that you don't actually utilize. That's just how society works. I think we're dead. I think that was a pretty unbeatable turn. They just like added 6 power to the board and then Conclave Tribunal us. Well, the diamond ranked floor is nice and cozy so far today. Yeah, I don't know. It felt like we were okay at racing Nexus, but we put another creature deck in front of us and we kind of just got run over. Reassembling Skeleton might just be too cheeky even with Rix Maadi. Maybe we just like need more interaction, because like if you look at this deck, there's actually no removal in the main. I have a bunch of removal in the sideboard, but I'm not sure if that's really enough. Can we switch gears to a deck that can actually win? Yeah, I might. I don't know if I want to play this